Hello everyone, this is Crypto BitLaw, back with another blockchain legal brief, and today we're going to be covering the European Union and how their regulators are considering a possible Bitcoin ban regarding proof-of-work mining in a potential regulation package, and how that regulation package has been postponed indefinitely. So, before we dive in, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And you can also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @CryptoBitLaw. So with that said, let's dive on in and parse this out. Okay, as we can see here, CoinDesk reports that European Parliament postpones a vote on crypto regulations indefinitely. They say a leaked draft has drawn criticism for including a provision that sought to ban the use of cryptocurrencies that rely on proof of work, like Bitcoin and presently Ethereum before they move to proof of stake. So it states that the European Parliament has postponed its vote on the proposed regulatory package for crypto assets after a leaked draft drew criticism for including a provision that sought to ban the use of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ether in the European Union over energy concerns. The Parliament member in charge, who is known as the rapporteur, Stefan Berger, has asked for more time to clarify the provisions, according to a Twitter post he made on Friday. The Parliament was supposed to vote on the draft for the Markets in Crypto Assets (MICA) framework on February 28th. A draft of the framework, which included a provision that implied lawmakers were planning to restrict the use of cryptocurrencies that rely on an energy-intensive computing process called proof of work, began circulating earlier this week. According to the provisions, crypto firms will no longer be able to provide services that require the use of proof of work-based cryptocurrencies, starting in January of 2025. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum currently rely on proof of work. The current discussion about MICA indicates that individual passages of the draft report can be misinterpreted and seen as a ban on proof of work. It would be fatal if the European Parliament were to send the wrong signal by voting under these circumstances, Berger wrote in an email to CoinDesk. The statement mirrored what he posted on Twitter. Berger added that he sees an urgent need to resume talks with parliamentary groups on this topic and to present clear facts on proof of work. As rapporteur, it's crucial for me that the MICA report is not interpreted as a de facto ban on Bitcoin, Berger said. He did not specify when the vote will take place next. European parliamentarians from the Green and Socialist parties, along with a number of regulators and lawmakers from various member states, including Sweden, Germany, and Spain, have been pushing for a ban on proof-of-work mining over energy concerns since at least November of 2021. Okay, so what we see here is a bit of common sense approach to actually regulating legislation and regulatory process as it regards to cryptos, and more importantly, Bitcoin and other proof-of-work-based crypto assets. You know, there's been a lot of push and a lot of FUD recently from green advocates, climate change advocates that say, oh, Bitcoin is bad because it destroys the environment due to the high energy consumption as it relates to mining. And a lot of their information is very skewed and very cherry-picked to, you know, represent the most negative portions of proof of work, and they don't really see a lot of the benefits that are coming from it in terms of pushes towards green mining initiatives and just an overall use of surplus energy that would otherwise be wasted that can be used on something like Bitcoin mining, right? And so at least this guy here, the rapporteur, is taking a more common sense approach to something like Bitcoin mining and regulation, knowing that, hey, we can't have an all-out ban or regulations that put Bitcoin in a box and ban it, because that would be detrimental to the growth of European interests in the digital asset space. They'd be left behind in the dust. You know, this technology isn't going anywhere, and you have to embrace this rather than trying to put an outright ban. It's all about common sense legislation. And so I don't know how these provisions ended up making it into this draft bill. I would imagine that certain individuals or parties that had an interest in trying to promote a ban, like the Green or the Socialist parties, or individuals from these member countries like Sweden, Germany, or Spain, would like to try to snake this into the bill. But this is how legislation works. This is how you regulate things. You know, first you start with this bill, and then you actually have to go through and then parse it out, and then kind of eke out all of the overreaching or overarching clauses or portions of that bill or of that proposed legislation that would ultimately be a bridge too far, and that would pose regulatory policies that are too restrictive on innovations that could have possibly occur in the future. And so once those negative portions of this bill were discovered, this guy put the kibosh on actually moving this forward and is going to work towards coming to some sort of common sense consensus regarding how to best approach it going forward, which is good. You know, it seems like this guy is doing a good job, Berger, on separating the signal from the noise and actually taking a more common sense, level-headed approach on how to actually regulate digital assets and crypto in the future. So yeah, interesting development. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we're going to continue to bring you guys new developments in the blockchain-related law, regulatory, and policy landscape as they continue happening in real time. So with that said, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.